Guys, welcome back to another LeetCode Path to Pro video. Today it is Wednesday, June 14th. It's 9:30 p.m. Pretty tired. I missed doing one of these yesterday. I was busy. So yeah, today I'm going to be doing 88 merge sorted array. I skipped over this one a while back when I was more consistent with doing these. Because I was like, I looked at it and I was like, I don't know how to do this. And I looked at the daily problem today, and it was like DFS or BFS or whatever, level order traversal of a tree. And I was like, I don't really feel like using my brain that much to learn something new right now. So this one I was like, I don't know exactly how to do this, but I think it's more up my, I think I'll figure it out more easily. So yeah. The question is, you are given two integer arrays, nums1 and nums2, sorted in non-decreasing order, and two integers m and n, representing the number of elements in nums1 and nums2 respectively. Merge nums1 and nums2 into a single array sorted in non-decreasing order. The final sorted array should not be returned by the function, but instead be stored inside the array nums1. To accommodate this, nums1 has a length of m plus n. The first m elements denote the elements that should be merged, and the last n elements are set to 0 and should be ignored. Nums2 has a length of n. So when they're saying non-decreasing order, it's ascending order. It's a funny way to say it. But yeah, basically we have to do this in place. We're not returning a result, so we're not like, because otherwise it'd be super easy, right? You could just take nums1 and nums2, do a double for loop where you're like, okay, compare the first index in nums1 and the first index in nums2, which is greater or which is less. Add that one, okay, and then go to the next index. And so be a super simple solution. This way it makes it a little harder. And as you can see in this first example, nums1 is m length, where it's got m integers, but it's m plus n, which n is 3 here, in total length. So m just denotes how many actual integer values are in nums1, but because we're returning in place, they got to add that n length value at the end, because that's where we're going to be fitting these other integers in nums2. So yeah, cool. So yeah, I think you could do this pretty easily by just like you could just go through and add 2, 5, and 6 to nums1 and then sorting. But the sort function in Python is O of n log n time complexity. In this case, it would be O of m plus n times log m plus n time complexity, because you have to account for both. So make it a little bit like, I think, and do better. And I was looking at some of the solutions, and I found this Q solution I liked. I tried implementing it on my own, like after just kind of like glancing at it, and I couldn't figure it out, and I ran out of storage on my. So this is the second video. So this time let's try to do it. So if not nums1, this is just a base case where we have nums1 or not nums2. We can go ahead and just return. We're just returning nums1 because, right, we don't have to add. If there's not nums1, then there's no way we can solve the problem. So I guess we'll just do return. And if there's not a nums2, we don't have to add anything to nums1. We can just return nums1. So yeah, so Q solution requires two Qs. So yeah, we're gonna have Q1 equals, we have a deque. This is like the function nums1, and this takes like a slice of m characters. So we're basically inserting, copying, and adding, or just adding m number of characters to the Q1 here. That's what this colon is for. Colon m means this many characters, I think. I don't know, I looked it up. I had to Google it. I'd never really seen that before. Nums2, and same thing, but this time n characters. And then we have to make a copy of nums1, a shallow copy, because so shallow copy is basically something like this. Or is that just making it? Is that just making empty? I think that's just making nums1 empty. I think we just cleared out nums1 because now we're storing the integer values that were in nums1 in that queue. So we'll say while, this is our loop, while q1 and q2. So we're just going to iterate through both. If q1 0 is less than or equal to q2 0, what are we going to do? We are going to do nums1 dot append pop left q1. Yeah. Else, and I'll explain this in a second. Nums1 dot append pop left q2. Yeah, so basically what this is doing, right, we're looping through everything q1, q2, so it should be, you know, q1 is m length now, q2 is n length, is n number of integers. Now we're saying here, if the first index value of q1 is less than or equal to q2, we can just go ahead, we're going to go ahead and append that element when we pop, we're going to pop that element from q1, and we're going to append it to nums1. Otherwise, the other situation is q2 is less than, not q1. We're going to append pop left from q2. And if you notice, this AND loop is going to stop when one of those queues go empty. But m and n don't necessarily have to be equal. So here, m equals 0, n equals 1. This loop would never execute, right? So what we have to do, we have to say nums1 plus equals q1 or q2. So we're just going to add to the remaining values from q1 or q2. So like in this case, where nums1 is 0, but nums2 is 1, and we need to add that nums2, this would never execute because nums1, or not 0, it's just, it doesn't exist. There's nothing in nums1, but it's going to have this blank empty spot because n equals 1, you know, denoting that nums2 has a value, an integer value in it. And so it needs to have that spot because we need to put that in there. So this wouldn't execute, but we're then going to add it here. We're going to say nums1 plus equals q1, nothing there, we don't have anything to add, or q2, there's something to add, let's add it to nums1. So I think this should work. I'm hoping. Pop left. How do you do that? Pop left. deque. Am I doing that wrong? My syntax is wrong. Okay, yes, we have to do q1.popleft. Append q1.popleft. Here, q2.popleft. And now wait. And this is, yeah, this is O of m plus n, excuse me, time complexity, right, where we're going through all of m and n here, well, all of m or n, and then we're going to finish up right here. And then it's O of n plus n memory because we are, you know, we're using these two extra queues that are going to be m plus n. So, cool. Thanks, y'all. See ya.